What's up, guys? Welcome back to Revelation 11:27, where we speak the truth and nothing but the truth, and where you can be yourself, right? What an amazing thing, the ability to be yourself, right? I'm trying to think, and I'm like, man, it would literally be so hard to be confirmation. Thank you, Birdie. It would be so hard to be something that you're not, which is why it always comes off as fake, because people can feel that it's just not real. So here in my channel, you can be yourself with me. Let's offer this beautiful candle to my beautiful ancestors for always being there for me, man, and for keeping my readings authentic and truthful, full of knowledge and wisdom for everyone. Because here on my channel, we just welcome everyone, right? From all beliefs, all religions, and all backgrounds, and all ethnicities, and all sexual orientations. I feel like a teacher, but literally, that's what we welcome here, right? Because people before were just like literally demonizing me. They literally all had the wrong persona of me, right? The wrong thought of who I was. Why is that? Because my family literally smeared my whole name. They said I was a prostitute. Confirmation. They said, what else did they say? That I was a drug addict. They said that I was crazy. They said so many things. They said I was not talented. But who's the one that says all those things? People that are the prostitutes, people that are the drug addicts, people that really have no talents. But you want to talk about someone else's. Girl, what are you doing with your life? So here on my channel, we don't deal with any of that. That is why I say here you could be yourself, because you can. And when I say that my channel is for everyone, it truly is for everyone. Even those haters and confirmation. Even those haters and everyone. So where's my thing at? Wait. Even those haters, because we can all learn something. Like they can learn something, they just choose not to, right? I feel like I learn things every day. Confirmation with the bird. I've been learning things every single day since all that happened, right? Like 2.5, 3 years ago. Which is why I'm here today. To tell my story. And not only to tell my story, but to share my wisdom and my knowledge. Well, not mine, it's God's. But people want to say all these things, right? Like, oh my gosh, she's like, humble yourself down. Girl, I am humble. Like, you don't know. But it's okay. The good thing about the truth, come on, that is part of my introduction to my channel. The good thing about the truth is that eventually, when all the dust settles, meaning all the confusion these people have put, and you can just see the air clear, and you'll be able to see the truth clear, and you'll have clarity. Thank you, Spirit, for that. You guys feel the sun coming out? Thank you, sun. Oh, let me show you guys real quick. This is my spiritual Barbie doll. She reminds me of like a Cuban carnival girl. I think I said that already. It's okay, I'll say it again because she does. And her feathers are made from crow, real. And no, I didn't pluck them. They were just on the floor because they're gifts from God. They're gifts from the universe. Gifts from Mother Nature. Right? And doves. And a real seashell. And you know, she has her own energy. So I specifically brought her out on this reading for a reason. Actually, go. Thank you. Beautiful dog. And like I always say, don't fuck with me because my spiritual dolls will fuck you up for me. Let's see what the energy is, right? Let's see. Spirit wants us to know. Spirit wants us to learn about it. Because there's a lot. The new moon, guys, is so powerful. I literally, confirmation. I'm telling you, she moved. She said, she literally went like this. She sure was. That's what she literally did. Oh, okay. We got the Queen of Water and we got the Five of Earth. So there's someone here who is loving, who is kind, who has their heart open, right? This is giving me a female energy, but you know, energy is fluid. You could be a man, you know. And basically, you're opening up to your emotional side, right? You're opening up your heart. Maybe to something that you never thought you were going to do before. Maybe you're doing something. You're doing something nice for someone. The Queen of Water. Remember, water has everything to do with the emotions, the feelings, which is why you feel confirmation. Why on the full moons or on the new moons, those are the times that the moon is closer to planet Earth. Usually, it's only 284,000 miles away. But yes, but on the full moon and on the new moons, right? The moon is closer to the Earth, so the moon is what creates the ocean waves, right? It pulls on it. So we're made out of 85% water, so it also pulls on our water, you know, which is why it brings out feelings and stuff like that. But to me, it looks like you're kind of leaving like a mindset, right, of being in lack. And lack is not really a bad word, right? I mean, being in lack because see how the girl's like walking in through the doors, and there's the angel right there. You see her? Yeah. Before that, she was just comfortable, and she was like in a box. Like she could do more with whatever talent, whatever skills she has, but maybe she didn't want to go through those doors, right? And she didn't want to see what was out there. Because come on, how can you see what's out there when you can't really see it, right? You see an angel. So that's why you should always trust in the powers of God. And God is all around us, right? So maybe you got over like a certain fear. Maybe you were scared to give your love, to show kindness to others. And that is okay, right? Because maybe you were hurt in the past. But look, you're on the wheel of fortune. This is exactly what had to happen. You had to open up your heart. You had to leave whatever, you know, take it as it resonates. Leave what doesn't, right? You can incorporate this into your own life. Confirmation. Thank you, Birdie. You had to release certain maybe thoughts about anything, really. thoughts that weren't serving you any good. Maybe thoughts about others. Maybe you were judging others, right? Maybe you released some thoughts about how your life should. You thought how your life should be like, and that's why you were scared, or that's why you were not walking through those doors, because you had this certain way of thinking, right? That maybe it was like passed down to you by your parents, which is fine. No, it's not fine, because you're supposed to learn that and heal that. And that's when you do the work and you realize a lot. And even when you realize a lot, you don't judge the ones that still are not realizing a lot, because that is knowledge, that is wisdom. But you learned what you had to release, whether it was people, places, or things. You had to release something to allow you to walk through those doors, and that has allowed you to come back into your path. Maybe after some time of things being stagnant, or maybe you not seeing things grow, but maybe you had to change some things. So whatever it is that you open your heart to was the right decision. It allowed you to release, and not only release, but get back into your destiny. Get back into your powers. And I was nothing but another song. Oh, and all that takes strength, you know? It takes a lot of strength to recognize, to admit to yourself things that would hurt your ego, right? Like, oh my God, yeah, I do need to be more kind. Confirmation. I do need to be less angry at the world. Those are things that people are not willing to admit. And literally, I feel like I tell people that so naturally and so easily that I've learned to not say everything, because people just take it the wrong way and blah, blah, blah. But yes, good job on figuring this out, whatever it was, right? What else do we gotta know about this spirit? What else do we need to see? Not only does it take a lot for you to realize that and admit that, but also it takes a lot for you to want to make a change. Because usually people don't make changes. Like, and you can see that in like older generations, because people are still married to people that they don't even want to be married to. And I'm not saying that confirmation, see? And why are they? Because they're like, oh no, the Bible says that you can only get married once, or this and that. But those are just passed down beliefs from your like that doesn't even exist. Your family made that. The humans make that. God doesn't want you to be unhappy, ever. Why would He want you to go through that? Especially when you married someone that probably you weren't aligned when you did, and that is okay, right? That is all a part of learning. Which is why I'm saying God will never want you to be unhappy. So if it takes you to get a divorce at age 60, if it takes for you to leave a job at age 70 and start a new one, or start a family at 80, that is what God wanted you to do, so you could be happy. Come on. Maybe you have something that you want to do and you're being more methodical about that, right? Maybe you're not telling everyone. Like before, I used to tell everyone things like that. My gosh, like genuinely, right? Because come on, if people were ever to tell me something good that happened to them, I would be so happy for them. Like genuinely. Even in my darkest times, guys, like even when I needed help and no one was there, I was literally doing the same thing I'm doing now, because that's all I had to give. So you're learning to be more methodical, right? You're going places and you're not just putting your business out there, social media, or telling even family members. Like, that's crazy, right? Yeah. And you're someone who likes security. Maybe you like a little bit of control, right? And with the King of Pentacles here, this is giving me like a masculine energy, but you could be a female in masculine energy, or, you know, but energy's fluid. I always say that. Maybe you are being more methodical about a new business idea that you have, right? Maybe this business idea, right, the transition there, or the changes that you have to make to be able to move on to the next step in whatever this planning is, maybe it was a little hard for you, right? Maybe you had to like leave people behind, or maybe you had to stop talking to certain people or stop hanging out with people. Maybe you had to leave a place of work that you're so familiar with. Oh yeah, look, all the places that I just mentioned are the places behind that door. That's what you had to leave. But look, this card is the Six of Swords, which is like a necessary transition that you have to make. See how the boat is there with 6 swords? It's like, you don't know if the boat is going to sink or not because it has 6 swords. But come on, you have faith in God, you have faith in the universe, and you know it's not going to sink. And you know that this is the next step that you have to make, or else it will sink. You guys get where I'm going. So you know that you have to walk through those doors. So that is what you left behind, right? For things that were familiar to you. Maybe a city, maybe a town, maybe a country. And while you were making this transition, you knew it was hard, but you knew what you had to do, and you knew that you couldn't tell the people that you would always tell, even if you were excited. Because you know, people just love to hear things, good things that happen to you, to me. Just do voodoo and bibbidi bobbidi boom with that, right? No, like my family. But look, all that backfires. If you know, no, never mind. Let me stop. What else we gotta see there? What else we gotta know? We got passion ignited. So something made you excited about this transition, right? That's what I said. You were looking forward to something, and that thing was behind those doors. Whatever it was, right? It could be a person. It could be a job offer. It could be an idea that you have. And that passion that was ignited within you allowed you to leave whatever it was that you left in the recent past behind. Emotional withdrawal. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's a difficult but necessary transition. So maybe you had to take some time for yourself to kind of understand the situation more and understand your feelings. Maybe you cried a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with that. And as long as you're able to release those feelings so they're not stuck there and continue to get bigger, and then they just go over to from your emotional body to your physical body and create diseases and sicknesses, because that's where diseases and sicknesses come from. They start in your emotional body, like hate, anger, bitterness. All that creates cancer. Like my mom has. And I'm saying that I have the power to say that because I took it off once and she betrayed me again, and now she has it again. So maybe you had to, understand yourself a little bit more with the emotional withdrawal. And you allowing that time for your feelings, you allowing that time for yourself to understand those feelings and still have the will to continue through those doors to the next chapter in your life. That is Beautiful. That is powerful. That is growth. That is amazing. Yeah. And now, maybe you're waiting for something. You're waiting for some results of something. Confirmation. Oh, thank you, Birdie. Maybe you're waiting for a letter, a notice, an email, a text. Whatever it is, make sure you stand your ground, right? And not in an egotistical way, no. Make sure you express what you need, what you want, what you don't want. So there aren't any misunderstandings later on. And this can go for all types of things, right? For friendships, relationships, business deals. Yeah. Partnerships, unions. Oh, partnerships, alliances. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. That is beautiful. Whatever it is, you made that transition. Maybe for a couple of days it was like emotional. Maybe you didn't know if you were doing the right thing. Maybe you had your thoughts. But whatever it is, to me, it looks like you made it. Now you have mental clarity about whatever it was that you initially opened your heart to. Right? You did something maybe that you've never done before. That is beautiful. Okay. Yeah, look, guys. What you just did, what you just went through, look. Oh my gosh. This is a card of difficult but necessary transitions, right? So there was something that you had to transition to, move, whatever. The door too, right? Literally. Walking through the door is a transition. And now look what I said. So this transition was a life-changing event that you just went through, right? A transformation. Maybe you've seen a different perspective about something that you had a different perspective before. Maybe you learned about a certain culture, a certain, who knows? Maybe you learned about spirituality. Maybe you learned about the real, like, life. And like what it truly means to be happy and what it truly means to be your true authentic self. I always tell everyone, confirmation. Thank you, crow. That's a crow. By the sound of it. Okay. And whatever it was that you just learned, it made you look at those around you differently. Thank you, crow. It made you look at people who are true and authentic for truly who they are. Wow, like you are cool. Like you are cool. You are real. You are truthful. Like, and I like your personality. And it made you look at people who are not that. It's like, yikes. Yikes, girl. Why can't you be yourself? Oh no, I get it. Some people can't be themselves. Some people can't even look at themselves in the mirror because their like nastiness from the inside just reflects out into the outside. They can't look at that, no. That's why they do all these glamour spells, like to try and seem like, oh my gosh, make me prettier than Ray. Make me, girl, when Ray is not even focused on that, like Ray. But you see, that's the type of shit that people create. Oh. All for money, right? They're all trying to steal my money that belongs to me. That life insurance. Confirmation. Created all of these things, this power, fake, false power of attorney. My mom turned everyone against me in LA, right? She said I was a prostitute, that I was a drug addict, that I was crazy. Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you say that when you want my money? And then you use all the police. And then all the police just fuck each other and just, it's like a whole organized crime, literally. All for what? For my money. Thank you, Spirit. Come on, this is crazy. Don't want to jump. Okay. Look. The water washes away. Let's wait. Let's wait for the helicopter because I don't like to speak over people and things. The water cleanses. The water washes away any impurities, any nastiness from the air. But not only that, the water also nurtures, right? Takes care. And at the beginning of the reading, we got the Queen of Water. So don't think of this as like, oh, the Queen, no, because maybe you could be a King of Water, like King of Cups, King Cups. That's why I give my ancestors water. Come on, water nurtures. When you nurture anything, it grows. When you nurture a friendship, it grows. When you nurture a relationship, it grows. When you nurture skill, talent, that skill and talent will get better. But you've learned about that, and you've learned that just because you open up your heart doesn't mean that you're not like a macho man or you're too. No. In this life, you have to feel. That is why a lot of people commit crimes, because they don't feel. They don't feel what other people do. I mean, yeah, they don't feel what other people feel like. So they just. No, actually, and some people do feel it, and some people are aware of what they're doing, like my family. And they still do it because they don't give a fuck about what other people feel, really. But you're not like that, right? This transformation in your life has brought in a change that you needed. A change in your heart, a change in your perspective, a change in your life. And walking through those doors was exactly what you needed. So you should be proud of yourself for going through whatever it is that you went through. Because what would have been the other option? Right? That's where a lot of people just kind of get stuck. Because they go through something hard. Well, they don't even go through it. They start going through it. And I'm not laughing at them. That's just how I speak. They go through something hard, right? And then it's so hard that it ends up depleting them emotionally or physically. Because while they're going through that, they're not aligned, right? They're not, they're going through that and just being exhausted. Which is also what these people wanted me to be like. But that's a different story. So whatever you went through, you understood that it wasn't to you, it was for you. It was for you to become what you had to become, for you to open up whatever chakras you had to open up. And it looks like you opened up your heart chakra to a person, a situation, an idea. And this is bringing in the right friends in your life, the right partnerships, the right unions. Right? From where you had to walk away from, right? You probably had bad friends, bad unions. And it's okay, because I had that too. So what I was going to say is most people just give up in the middle of that way from those stairs to that door. Most people just give up because they get exhausted, they get tired, and they just settle for whatever it is that they have. Settle for their partner even though they're unhappy. Settle for their marriage even though they're unhappy. Settle for a job even though they are not being appreciated there. Settle for just anything because they don't want to continue. But you didn't. You went through these doors, and that is why you're getting something beautiful. Something life-changing, like the event that you just went through. All right. Thank you guys. This is the reading. See you guys next time.